It's Bruce Phares. Windermere Real Estate is the 14th of March. I'm going to start doing this on a daily basis at this point. We'll go as fast as we possibly can. We're looking at the stats, newly actives, pending inspection, pending inspections that go off market in 6 days or less, and then the percentages of each other. We are seeing trending taking place. So let's hit this. Newly actives crested, year high was at 54, came back down again, and then boosted back up 48 a couple days ago, 37 yesterday on Friday. Same thing here as our weeklies. We hit a year high 2 days ago on Thursday, and we're over 200 here in this section here. You can see the differential. Here was the last time we crested 205. So we've got new listings coming on. It's probably a reflection of sellers wanting to get on market because of what's going on with coronavirus. Here we are at a year high, 432 in terms of the actual total, and that is likely a result of some diminished pendings taking place. In our pending inspection system, our dailies are dropped down to 0 as of yesterday, and we'll see what they do through the weekend. But we would suspect we're going to see some dialing back of pendings and pending inspections, partially due just to people not getting out of their house. 35 was our 7-day high recently. Here's 36. So we were up in the 40s or very low 40s for a while, and then hovered down here just below 30, and we're still just below 30. 49 in terms of our totals. That's down a bit from where it's been over here, but we're still strong on that. But I think this is an indicator right here. Pending, let's do the same thing. Those that go into pending status, sometimes that means they've gone through their pending inspection, actually more often than not. And so our numbers have dropped to 3. We had a 4 here and a 5, a couple 5s here. So it's not super indicative yet unless we're seeing a trend. 116 still healthy. 135 was our crest for the year. That was our year high for our 7 days, and white hot in our 130 range. So we've got a bit of a precipitous jump here, or I'll call it drop. 484 down from 501. There's our year crest in terms of total pendings that were in transactions. So we're just going to see this diminish probably, and that's going to affect this here. The less of these, the more of these. Our 6 days off market, 6 days or less off market. That's our canary in the coal mine, our big kahuna. When we see a lot of those, we know there's a seller's market. Well, we're seeing some trending. 18, 10, 17 pop back up again, 9, and then 0. Haven't seen a zero for a long time. So if I put these 3 together, probably a trend. Let's take a look in the next couple days. Our crest at 91 for the week, then dialed back a bit down into the 60s, pumped back up into the 80s. I think there's a reason for this right here, and then came right back down to 78. So let's see what happens in the next couple of days on that. We had a year high at 289. That's a culmination of this down here pushing up to that. 266 at this point. I won't dwell on the dailies on these. That doesn't really make that much difference. Our pending inspection in relationship to actives, we've been just under 100% here, and then a bit of a dial back. You can see the trending taking place there in the relationship. So as this number has gone up and this number has gone down a bit, we end up with this over here. Pendings and pending inspection on a total. That's what I just did there. Excuse me. This is the weekly basis, and this is the total basis. 148 was our crest. We've bounced up and down a little bit. White hot still above when it's 140 or above, 133. So that's a 10, 10, and a 10 in terms of dropping. Our 6-day relationship to actual pendings and pending inspections on a weekly basis has been still strong, just around 50 here in this section for about a week. Here's where it crested up in the 64%. That was a real hot week. So we're not seeing any of these numbers reflected in this quite yet. However, our 6-day relationship to newly actives on a 7-day time period, 207 newly actives versus 78 6-day off markets, gives us that 38%. You can see the trending here. 56 was the hot year high. We went to white hot. We dialed back, bounced down and back up again. We were in the 40s here, and we are now down at 38. And not a huge drop, but it would be a trend, again, based upon these numbers here. And then finally, Northwest Multiple Listing Service, they have a similar, more simpler, what we call Market Watch. And their numbers, this is newly actives and newly pendings. They just do it that simple. So I haven't got much more information than that. Our highest level of new pendings was just at the beginning of the week at 188 versus 127 newly actives, which gave us 148% pending to new active relationship. The 162% reflected this bump here. Hottest was at 167%. We are at 99%. Then using those two sets of numbers of 158, highest number of new actives on market this year from Northwest Multiple Listing Service, and it's almost 50% balanced out against the new pendings, 157. Again, here's where they were: 175, 170s, 170s, 180s, 170s, and then 157. There's your trending taking place right there, and then our result at 99%. So I've said the same thing up here. I'm going to start writing these into a daily basis, but we are definitely seeing the trending that's going to take place as a result of coronavirus, and we will register with our guesses as to what is pushing these different numbers. But it's pretty obvious from the different things. But we have 4 or 5 different factors taking place. One is people are staying in. Number 2, people may be losing confidence. Buyers may be losing some confidence. Number 3, sellers may be overreacting and putting too much inventory into the marketplace. But we have also had pundits that have been telling us they're expecting to see listings dial back quite a bit because sellers may not want people in their properties. That is the report for the 14th of March.